Every day was a day to meet new friends and hang out with old ones. Every day we continue to create the best of times.
Spirit and excitement were everywhere during homecoming week. All week long, contests were held during lunchtime featuring the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The homecoming carnival on Saturday was a great success and included the first cruising car show, some acrobatics on skateboards and bicycles, as well as the traditional booths sponsored by campus clubs.
At the homecoming football game, the high point of the halftime ceremonies was the crowning of Lee Rittman as homecoming queen. Her court included senior princess Carrie Rice, junior princess Carrie Anderson, sophomore princess Stephanie Brower, and freshman princess Michelle Biber. The football game was intense, with great plays by the Lions on both offense and defense. Unfortunately, Arlington was up against a tough Hemet team, and the Lions were defeated.
After the game at the homecoming dance, everyone had a great time, especially Don Southard, who was voted homecoming king. His court included junior Pat Gabb, sophomore Matt Southard, and freshman Jason Bauer. Homecoming was a great beginning for the 1987-88 school year.
The outstanding athletes on the Arlington football team were cheered by their enthusiastic fans for their great play on both offense and defense. Mark Lyneel, Trent Wiebe, and Sean Gibbons stood out on Coach Danny Ariano's offensive team. The defensive team was sparked by Mark Wilson, Darren Salquist, and Wayne Fisk, who was later voted the Outstanding Male Athlete of the Year. Team defeated rivals such as Upland and Palm Springs, as well as crosstown rivals Pauley and Ramona.
Meanwhile, on the sidelines and at pep rallies, the cheerleaders, led by Lee Rittman, Tiffany Caskey, Shannon Chappelle, and Kathy Fagan, kept the crowd in every game. Other varsity cheerleaders included Carrie Rice, Tanya Moore, Heather Broman, Janelle Janowitz, and mascot Marissa Katz. The Golden Pride Marching Band, including the Tall Flags and Drill Team, showed off their own version of Lion Pride. The Arlington crowds rooted for their team through every game.
Throughout the 87-88 school year, sports were where athletes shined in both individual and team efforts. During the fall sports season, the girls' tennis team featured Summer Johnson, Maria Rodarte, and Tony Tupper, and the cross-country team was led by Melissa Chance, Sean Seidel, Tasha Swift, Jason Stickley, Mindy Brooks, and Andy Lynch. The Lions water polo team saw outstanding play by James Reyes, Tim Harris, and Joe Filippelli, while the girls volleyball team got going under the leadership of Yvette Perez and team captain Lisa Byers.
Athletes who stood out in winter sports included Mark Reineel, Mike Walters, and leading scorer Mark Wilson on the boys' basketball team, and Joanna Jones, Suzanne Campbell, and Laura Alvarez in girls' basketball. On the soccer fields, the Lion girls were led by Katie Alada, Susan Genovese, Dana Sims, and Sherry Baxter, and the boys' team by Roberto Chavez, Jason Stickley, Chuck Hopkins, and Steve Carlson.
In the spring sports season, Suzanne Campbell, the Female Athlete of the Year, sparked the softball team along with Lisa Pearson and Patty Papa. Boys tennis featured the play of Elliot Lee, Paul Palacios, and Jeff Smith, while the swim team showed the talents of Virginia Mariana, Mary Vicopitz, and James Reyes. The track team showcased the record-setting efforts of high jumper Steve Weselek and the abilities of Pat Gabb, Al Stremechny, Scott Grenier, and Andy Grenier. All of these athletes and their teammates and coaches made Lion sports a terrific source of Lion pride in the 1987-88 school year.
Performing arts at Arlington have always been the best, and the 1987-88 school year was no exception. The choir program, under the direction of Galen Darrow, featured the musical talents of many diverse students. The chamber singers performed at numerous concerts and festivals, and always received superior evaluations. perform many times, including the Christmas and spring concerts at which many soloists had their moment in the spotlight. These performances before family and friends were especially important to the many choir students. The exceptional spring concert was a poignant event as it was Mr. Darrow's final concert at Arlington.
The theater arts program began its year with the suspenseful mystery Wait Until Dark. Senior Courtney Chittick starred as a blind woman terrorized by three criminals. After her husband, played by Travis Hansen, is lured away from the home, Courtney has only the bratty little girl from upstairs, played by Jennifer Sycophus, to help her defeat the criminals, played by senior Corey Neighbors, John Farrington, and Doug Bartlett. In a dramatic ending, the audience was left wondering whether Courtney's character would become the murderer's final victim. Courtney Chittick also played the leading role in the spring play Nuts, in which she portrayed a woman trying to prove her own sanity. Seth Aronson played her lawyer, Doug Bartlett played the prosecutor, and Corey Neighbors played the doctor determined to lock her up. Senior Rachel Holbrook played Courtney's mother, and C.J. Draney played her stepfather, roles which won both of them awards. Becky O'Connor played the judge, Shane Knopf played the bailiff, and Kim Henley the court reporter. This highly charged emotional drama also produced awards for Shane, Corey, and Courtney.
We can dance for inspiration was the motto of the drill team at their spring dance show, and they showed their own version of Line Pride as they strutted their stuff across the AHS gym. They demonstrated that the coordination and talents they showed on the field during football season looked equally sensational in their dance routines. Whether dancing as an ensemble or in small groups, the drill team members dazzled the audience with their style, their poise, and their grace, and showed that teamwork pays off on the dance floor as well as on the athletic field.